What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to the Berserk manga, this time with the chapters Girl of the Roaring Torrent and Denizens of the Sinister Sea. We had decent couple chapters last time out. Wasn't the biggest fan of Ghost Ship Part 3. Had some nice action elements in there with Guts seeing his return, but other than that, not too much to kind of take away. Solitary Island was very interesting though, of course, arriving on this solitary island. We will just flick through some of the shots of Guts real quick. Again, there was some nice action here, but again, nothing really too special in my opinion. But we met this rather interesting girl in the kind of middle portion. Well, Sido did anyway. And then we end off with her talking about this sea god that lives within that kind of den. But we end off with this weird little creature here. So I'm looking forward to exploring that a bit more. Do let me know what you guys think about these chapters in the comment section though. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys do enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date. And we'll get into Girl of the Roaring Torrent. So, Sea God? Yeah, in there. But this girl's a little bit sus herself, isn't she? Considering she seems, well, she is a young girl, so I guess it's understandable, especially when met with a young boy, but every other villager very much seems to be wary of outsiders and such. If there are other people here, they could all be those little squid creatures. We haven't actually seen anyone. We saw the outline of a person yesterday, but yeah, that's what it's called. But it's a sinister, dreadful god that sinks ships and eats people. Yeah, that just makes it all the more interesting. Suddenly I really want to go in there. Wait, I gotta go see if that legend's real or not. Roll, camera. You'll get cursed. Fucking a sea, Joe. How can I explore if I'm afraid of curses? Hiroshi Fujioka this time. I recognise that name. I'm not sure where from. Fujioka as an actor. What's he been in then? Kamen Rider. A lot of Kamen Rider. The marks. A lot of Kamen Rider. All Kamen Rider. Holy. Never watched anything Kamen Rider, but of course I know of the name. Yeah, that's Wednesday special. Ah! Who's scared of a splash? There's the blaze, which again we haven't seen too much use out of just yet. Maybe this is its time to shine. Swing, swing, purify, exercise. My head's bleeding. Bad news is right. Watch your footing. Something in there. Man. Oh well. Whatever. Disappointed. Come on. My house is close by. I'll patch you up. Achoo. Oh no, he's left his dagger behind. Oh shit. Let's hope we get to make use of it. That's terrible. Looks like I fell out in that shot. Even Puck's got the sneezies. This is rather eerie, though a bit intriguing too. What an odd... Oh, that's a statue? What an odd statue. Bit of a mystery going on here. I feel like this is definitely obviously something to do with the Sea King. Maybe it's like part of him. This is very old. It is a statue of an ancient god. Ancient god? Stop that! As the doctrine of your religion spread throughout the world, the ancient gods were forgotten and faded into the depths of the astral world. The old traditions must have still been passed down here on this isolated island. God, eh? Certainly not as refined or beautiful as our god and angels. Sure about that. It smells. It's an octopus. It's Octogod. Well, we did see some like blood come out of it last chapter, right? They probably sacrificed fish to the god as well, so there's probably like really old fish in it. I'm going to walk around the island a bit. Everyone else, go on ahead to the inn. Mistress, isn't it dangerous to go off alone? It's possible there's something on this island. That's what I will go to determine. I can spare some of my officers as guards. I appreciate that. But there is no need for concern. I am far safer here than I am in a city. Interesting. What does this kind of new world mean for Shirka's power? Does it make it kind of easier to summon a spirit? To be inhabited by one? She definitely seems confident on this island, and probably for good reason with all the belief and such, and all the old traditions kept up, perhaps. Is it okay that both of the children are wandering around? We'll be in bigger trouble than them if something happens if we lack their help. What kind of something? More monsters? Good couple points there. Well, for Shirka, definitely. For Isidro, you've definitely got to worry. Been taken to some girl's house by himself. That's nice. Starfish. Not sure what you call these. Crusts. Crusts and a fishbone. What a nice little place. Just hers all alone. Whew, that's warm. Thanks. I mean it. This is some weird firewood. What is that? It's peat. It's grass buried in mud that the cold keeps from rotting completely. No trees big enough to yield firewood grow on this island. Ooze. What's going on here? An alien. That's kind of surreal. Now let me see your injury. It's okay, it's no big deal. You'll get barnacles up inside you if it's not treated right. Oh, is that what they call those things up above? Barnacles, I guess. I don't know. Wow, that's a heck of a cut. Oh, that's his injury. Okay. Guess it's bleeding pretty big time here. Just had this liquid stored inside this clam here. Yeah, Isidro, in this situation, of course, you could tell what's going to happen here. I believe I'll leave this to you. Stop one gusher and two more form. Hold still. Medicine with seaweed cooked in it works wonders. But thanks. I'm Puck. My name's Isidro. I'm Isma. Nice to meet you. Girl's still quite sus to me. So you guys have to head back soon? Nah, we leave tomorrow. Then hey, have dinner with me. And tell me all about your travels, about the outside world. Sure, I guess. Yeah. Okay, go ahead and start. I mean, no. Wait, I'll get dinner ready. Alright, there's my cook pot. She sure is excitable. Maybe even on par with you. Which is what making me apologies. What's making me sus a little bit here. The fact that she's, again, comparatively to everyone else in this place, she's very obviously very different. A little scary how excited she is. I mean, I guess again, as a young girl, it might be super exciting to get someone from like abroad or away from the norm and hear about what it's like on the outside kind of world and such. But still got my reservations. But just turn around at one point, just turn into a sea person. I say, now I can finally eat a meal in peace. I was hardly able to keep anything down on the ship. No one cares about you, bro. Got some ancient bloody crocs right here. Still though, yes, this place definitely does love it. I mean, again, I know it's on an island, and I know that their main food is probably fish and such, whatever they can catch. But they really do love their fish, don't they? Got all these different types up here. There are some cool looking fish, some scary looking fish as well at that, by the way. Scary looking fish. Look at the horrible little jaws on them. Still though, I realise this is the only inn or tavern in the village, but it's just so eerie and tasteless. It smells like fish. Understandably. I think everywhere probably smells like fish. I like it. It's fascinating, like being at the bottom of the ocean. I do like little anglers. They're pretty cool animal in the world, aren't they? The fact that they've got this little kind of fishing rod themselves. Oh my god. Those people are not human. Those people are not human. They're the same type of texture we saw as the pirates. I did take my eye drops, but I don't know why, especially the last couple of weeks, last 2 or 3 weeks, my allergies been really bad sitting at my desk. I don't know why. I've cleaned up, I've done everything, I've de-dusted, I've done everything I can. And I don't know, just getting to me. I do see that the pollen count is pretty bad right now as well, comparatively to every other year, but I don't think it's that. I don't know, maybe I'm just genuinely just ill for the last couple of weeks. Yeah, these guys are not human. Well guys, I just covered from what you saw till the end and I didn't press record, so yeah, good job to me. I was just having a massive discussion about fan service and the fact that I don't like it and the fact that people will call this fiction and fake, but these are images are actually real in your head and people actually get real enjoyment out of this, and I find that very strange. But it was just like the comments talking about how they want to see Isidro smash this girl. And I was just having a bit of a rant about fan service in Japan and their kind of obsession with sexualizing young people, and again, people arguing that it's fake and the girl's actually 1,000 years old and not 10 years old, and that just being bullshit in my mind. Again, the images are of that of a young girl. Even in real life, when you see a girl in their 30s or maybe even 40s and they look super young, it's still strange to me personally. But yeah, I had a bit of a rant about that. We had this, again, I can't even fucking press record. I swear I pressed it. Yeah, we had this hilarious moment here with Shaka coming in with the dagger. Absolutely love that. But yeah, obviously this video might be a bit short now because I did just not press record. We ended off with the girl actually. I'm not sure what to make of this exactly. I'm thinking like, someone said in the comment section she could be a siren. I could agree with that. She, I just googled the definition of siren. I didn't really know it beforehand. They're kind of temptresses of the sea. She does look quite aquatic. She looks like she's got seaweed type hair. But I'm wondering if these are like a sylph of sorts. I know we saw water sylphs before and they didn't look like this, but maybe these are like a special kind of shark sylph or something for her. Also, this could just like represent the danger that she poses, perhaps being like thousands of sharks strong or something, and it could go with my theory, which I maybe mentioned off. Yeah, I think I didn't record it, that she's actually the Sea King. This shot would maybe explain her being a Sea King, but yeah, lots of just had a big discussion about not liking Japanese fan service and there's kind of sexual preferences and such. I've always found it quite weird. But yeah, apologies about that. Bit of a shame, but not the biggest deal ever. So we'll get right into Denizens of the Sinister Sea right here, and I will just make sure I'm recording. So yeah, this, as I said, the video probably going to be a bit short now, which kind of sucks. Okay, I see now. I will just actually, I will quickly just go over, see if there was anything else major I did miss. Oh yeah, they had some terrible service here. The guy just told them to serve their own food. This dude right here. He picked up a Isidro's blade, and yeah, pretty much the rest is just what I covered. But I did make the point she was actually quite nice to Shirker as well, which I was maybe not expecting. Again, if she was a siren, I'd maybe imagine she wouldn't actually be too nice to Shirker, perhaps. So I guess we'll find out exactly what this girl is. She is way too friendly and nice. Strangers comparatively to anyone else. Okay, I see now. She's like the American of the group, if you know what I'm saying. She's like the yeah, she's just like an American, super friendly, super nice, but sometimes quite suspiciously so. Maybe Americans are quite suspiciously so. That you wouldn't have in common. But if every time I've met an American, they've always been super kind of loud, and I wouldn't say obnoxious, but super loud, super friendly, and super nice. And I admire that a lot, to be honest. I know a lot of English people and a lot of European people in general aren't the biggest fan of Americans, but I'm a big fan. Honestly, I love the way they kind of hold themselves, and less so nowadays because they do seem to be. I've always liked the whole kind of macho American, like just like them being super pro-American, but it seems like that's less of a thing nowadays, of them being kind of proud of their country and their people. But I've always been a big fan, to be honest with you. Okay, I see now. You're the witch Isidro said was one of his companions. My name is Shirker. I'm in Valera. Today's been amazing. I've never had elves or witches. How does she know she's a witch? I've never had elves or witches as guests before. Eat as much as you like. Of course, it's just potato, fish, and seaweed soup. Thanks. Don't mind if I do. Again, I'm getting horror movie kind of vibes here, of like things being mentioned that they shouldn't know about and stuff. Maybe Isidro mentioned it earlier. Fucking hell, Park. You fucking fiend. We already saw him gobbing his fucking mouth off, and now he's taking another whole potato. I've just been listening to the tales of the great Isidro's adventures. Could you tell me more of yours too? The great Isidro? I beg your pardon, but before that, could you tell us a little about yourself in this island? About me? I could, but I bet it'd be boring. I'm just a fisherman. Fisherman? Fisherwoman, right? And this island's nothing special. That is definitely bullshit. But again, did Isidro mention? He definitely didn't outwardly mention that Shirker's a witch in the last chapter. Maybe you mentioned it off screen. I beg to differ, please. This island's isolated from both sea routes and any other land. There isn't enough food or water to be of use to a large ship, so the only outsiders we ever see are those from occasional damaged ships like yours. There's just the... Oh, apologies, guys. There's just the one little rustic fishing village, and the villagers don't like strangers. They're all gloomy and crooked, and I can't stand them. Well, that's a good sign, because I'm pretty sure they're not human. Pretty damn sure they're not human. Is that why you live over here alone, Isma? More or less. I wouldn't live with that rotten fish-eyed bunch even if they asked. Well, there's that. But there's another reason. I'm the village outcast. Outcast? Hey, why? because they're all scared of me. Is this the moment she turns around? Gives us a horrible face. No, it's not. They're all scared of her. Well, we saw an image of what we saw from Shirka's perspective that looked quite scary, so... You see, I'm a Mero. A Mero? What the fuck's a Mero? Mero is a mermaid. Or merman in Irish folklore. Huh. Interesting. Fucking Irish. Such a strange language. Irish. It's like just English, but just unintelligible. What's the difference between a Mero and a mermaid? Meros have a pleasant disposition, and they lack the tempestuous and sometimes malicious nature expressed by mermaids and other locals. Ah, okay, good. That makes perfect sense. Sometimes you do see in media mermaids being quite kind of sly and nasty, and be like sirens. Okay, explains why she's so nice. Okay, that's actually good news. So she's not going to turn around and be hideous and attack us. Okay. A Mero? Just kidding, just kidding. Did you think I was serious? Did I get you good? I feel like she's telling the truth, right? That was a joke? That was just a joke? I guess I just wanted to think of myself alongside witches and elves. You'll have to forgive me. Is that even right? Yeah. It looks really cute in this shot here. I like face like that. That is a bit of a fishy face, isn't it? But it's true that a Mero is why I'm an outcast. What do you mean? My dead pa used to be with one. So does that mean you really are? Sorry to disappoint, I am human. I swim as well as a Mero, but I could soak in the sea all day and my legs won't turn into a tail and fin. So she's the door of a Mero? Is that what it is? But she's much more human. But she has got some aquatic traits, like being able to swim really well, I guess. My ma was already gone before I can even remember. Pa would never talk about her. So your dad had sex with a sea creature. That's what you're telling me. Your dad is essentially a what was it? He committed bestiality. In essence, is what you're telling me. Your dad is a bestiality guy. You were the product of that. But I kind of figured it out by wringing info out of the damn kids who tease me, and by overhearing the gossip and grown-ups would spread. The grown-ups would spread, sorry. 4 years ago, a storm capsized my pa's boat, and he was dying. He said someday my ma would come for me. He said the decoration on our house door was a Mero charm ma made long ago. So are the turtle and seashell surrounding the house. He said they're there to keep away evil. But I've never once seen a Mero. I'm not even sure I believe all that stuff. Either way, I got busy just living from day to day, and none of it seemed important anymore. But hey, here you are in front of me with elves. So again, does that explain why she's got all those sharks around, or is it again that kind of she's got like a bunch of kind of sylph-like things because she was born of a Mero? She's not actually a Mero, but she's kind of got that special kind of like aura or something around her. I don't know, that protection perhaps. Don't really get it, but hey, here you are in front of me with elves, which means Meros might exist too, right? Oh, definitely now they do. Still, why is it like this? If they didn't before, they do now. That's for sure. Aren't Meros spirits of the sea? And I have heard their kind are amicable amicable with humans. They are supposed to be good omens for fishermen. Why would the people here detest them? That's because of this island's old sea god legend. A really long time ago, a terrible sea god rampaged through the sea around here. It attacked ships, ate people, and consumed all the fish. It was turning into a sea of death with no living things in it. Fucking up the food chain. The tribe of Meros decided they had to challenge the sea god to war. It lasted a very long time, and they lost many of their kin. The Meros finally confined the sea god to this island. The war was over, and the Meros left. Then the fish returned to the sea. But the sea god is very powerful. As the full moon approaches, it stretches its long limbs from the island cave. So those limbs are what we've been seeing. Okay. So was that what we beat on the ship against the ghost ship? Just another one of the limbs, I guess? It wasn't actually the full body. It was just a limb with more limbs coming off it. They say it attacks this island's fishermen and ships that happen to be passing nearby. Okay. Again, this is almost a bit like a Scooby-Doo type vibe, honestly. I'm liking this quite a lot. A bit more mature Scooby-Doo. Again, kind of mystery horror type vibe. The islanders are afraid of arousing its anger. So they resent the Meros even though they supposedly benefited from them. They're some stingy creeps. So is that sea god? Yes. But lately the island has seemed strange. It looks like the villagers haven't been out fishing at all. There hasn't been a soul at the docks. It's like they're all shut up indoors. I saw some of them staring at me through a window crack when I happened to pass by. It kind of didn't look human. It looked more like fish eyes. Sometimes I also hear creeping sounds coming from the sea god's cave. Oh, goggly fish eyes. Not just the island. I also sense strange presences and hear voices in the sea. And then I met you guys. The end. It looks like the world's got all bizarre ever since that strange wind blew through. Wind? Kaze? That was some meagre food, but I don't ask for much right now. All I need is a night's sleep of sound, a night of sound sleep in a bed that doesn't move, and I'll have no complaints. How did you ever make it as a trader with your constitution? My sentiments exactly. Ooh, pardon me. Apologies, guys. Shut up! It's my subordinate's job to run all around the world. The man in charge sits in one place and runs the show. Well, I'm concerned about the ship, so we'll come get you in the morning. In the afternoon works too. Good night. Thank you all for your hard work. Notice this. That Cask is making the same face. Very good impression to be her. Oh shit. As I said, some really cool horror elements here. Everybody's just staring at him. Horrible faces. They haven't changed enough to be proper and human, but they are very creepy, aren't they? Horrible fish eyes and just horrible texture on them. Imagine that though, just walk into a room and everyone's fucking look at you like this. Very fish-like behaviour, isn't it? And be like a pack like this. What customers? Things sure got busy suddenly. Has the entire village turned out to welcome their first visitors in a long time? I like that nice rural hospitality, but they'll be floored when they find members of the renowned Van Diemen family here. Actually, this does not look good. No, we warmly welcome you as our guests. Tonight is a full moon, and it's a special one. Can someone check on Roderick here? I want to see his face. Looking at this. It's the Easter of the sea god, the lord of this island. Yeah, what a beautiful face you've got. Also, how is this cutting anything? Well, yeah, to be fair, actually, it could be very sharp, but it literally just looks like a piece of paper. Looks like he's like holding like a piece of paper. Obviously, we see it's a chopper right here. Even that fish looks horrible. Yeah, what a beautiful man. Oh, damn. Really? To be fair, they haven't been hostile yet. They're definitely acting creepy, don't get me wrong. They're definitely not human. They haven't done anything bad yet. You could at least wait for them to attack us, guards. I mean, this guts we're talking about here, and the amount of encounters he's had with the Inhuman, it totally makes sense he wouldn't wait, but talk about bad service. That's bad guest stuff right there. The slosh its eye. Again, someone please check on Roderick. I'm almost a bit scared for him now. Down he goes. Let me guess. We're offerings for the festival? I guess they were fattening us up. Again? It's happening again? Give me a break. Is this intentional? This is intentional. Just look like a pair of boobs. What are they? What is this? What even is it? Don't even know what it is, but yeah, we see this creepy little claw pop up, and it's one of the tentacles. Where would Japan be without its tentacles? Is a good question. It cuts his face here. Okay, Roderick's okay. Cool. I do like that though, a little creeping up hand coming towards you. So they can kind of disguise themselves as well. Interesting. How is a good question. How is this able to take a human shape? Is a great question. Well, there's been very much more questionable things happen, hasn't there? Let's be honest. Guts comes down. Just slices it in half. Like I said, I'm still not too impressed with the kind of this enemy, to be honest with you. It's just the same hand over and over again. Don't get me wrong, I like this setup. I like everything around it so far, quite a lot actually, but the actual kind of monster itself, again, seen 1,000 times in Japan, tentacle creature, but it's just like the same hand over and over again. Doesn't feel very varied. That's definitely a bit of an issue I'm having already with this new arc, but I say that about a lot of the stuff, like with the goblins or whatever they were as well. Been a few like similar, but they've all been different enough. These are really just like the same thing over and over again. We saw those things this morning. Does that mean there are those things too? It kind of reminds me a little bit of the new Suicide Squad game. I haven't played it. I've watched playthrough of it, and it just looked like honestly the story seems okay. It just looks like the same enemies over and over and over again, the same combat over again, and it just looks boring as fuck. But yeah, again, don't get me wrong, I'm not finding this boring, but I'm definitely finding the enemy quite boring right here. But like I said, I'm liking the lore and setup of it with the Sea King and the Marrow and such in the war. It's definitely been some great setup, but maybe once we get to the actual kind of body of the creature, probably get better for me. Does that mean they are those things too? Great. This welcome's a bit too warm. And yeah, they are indeed. Again, how they manage to disguise themselves like that, God knows. But yeah, we'll read some comments as we finish off today. Again, apologies about the maybe shortness of the reaction. As I said, I forgot to fucking record, so a bit annoying. Irish folklore, let's go. So Irish folklore is quite rich indeed, isn't it? It is quite rich. See it a lot. So again, what was the deal with the girl then? If she's like, with all those sharks, if she's not a demon or anything, like, yeah. Super interesting. Still looking forward to learning more about her. Who the hell's Luxa? Who's Luxa? Skinwalker moment. So my best friend used to be obsessed with like conspiracies and such, and they'd always go on about fucking Skinwalker Ranch. I can't even remember too much what it's about. The secrets of Skinwalker Ranch. I think it's like an American town that's just like super heavy in alien activity, supposedly. It's just got a cool ass name, hasn't it? Skinwalker Ranch. That is just like an intimidating name right there. I would not like to go to Skinwalker Ranch. Reminds me of the saying of like skin job in what's it called? Blade Runner. Not to be confused with Skywalker Ranch. There's a film about it as well. UFO reports in Uinta Basin were published in the 1970s. Claims that the ranch first appeared in Salt Lake City, Utah. Blah blah blah. A family that allegedly experienced inexplicable and frightening events as they purchased and occupied the property. The ranch, located in the west. Is that Uinta? Uinta County, bordering the Uinta and Ouray Indian Reservation, was popularly dubbed the UFO Ranch due to its ostensible 50-year history of odd events said to be taking place there. According to Keller and Nav, they saw the investigation evidence close to 100 incidents that include vanishing and mutilated cattle, sightings of unidentified flying objects or orbs, large animals with piercing red eyes that they say were unscathed when struck by bullets, and invisible objects emitting destructive magnetic fields. Among those was retired US Army Colonel, who characterized blah blah blah. Interesting place, isn't it? Skinwalker Ranch. Has any of you guys ever been there? Any of my American viewers ever been to Skinwalker Ranch? Again, I think I might genuinely be a bit too frightened to go there in real life, honestly. Oh, Joe Rogan's been covering it apparently. There's been quite a lot of media coverage of it. But yeah, let's not get sidetracked. Thank you guys for watching. Do let me know what you guys think about these chapters down in the comment section. Again, some really good lore. Again, I'm not too impressed by the enemy, honestly, by the actual sea god so far anyway. I'm not that impressed. I do like a bit of a creepy hand, but again, it's just the same hand over and over, so it's really not that impressive for me, honestly. they're drawn well and everything, but again, I'm just not a fan of the design, I guess. Yeah, I really like the lore. Really like this new Isma girl. She seems actually really nice. Liked her backstory and liked again the information she gave us on the island. Thought was pretty cool. There's some fun moments in the first chapter as well with Isidro getting a little bit lucky in a way. But yeah, do let me know what you guys think about these chapters in the comment section. Leave a like on the video if you guys do enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. I'll be back next week with the chapters. I think they're the final chapters next week, right? Might have a couple more left actually. No, they are the final chapters next week, which is quite crazy. It seems like this one's gone by very fast, probably because I've done the 3 chapters at once. But yeah, we'll be back next week with human tentacles and the tentacled ship. So yeah, can expect more tenties, which as I said, not looking forward to that much. But yeah, see you guys then, and enjoy the rest of your day.